Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. A new statue not far from the White House has gotten under the skin of Team Trump. Known as the Friendship Statue, the work stands 12 feet tall and features Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein holding hands. According to several reports, the creator, who wishes to remain anonymous, said the statue was a response to this.
This is a Democrat hoax that never ends. Thousands of pages of documents have been given, but it's really a Democrat hoax.
Well, this statue is real. The plaque says, "In honor of Friendship Month, we celebrate the long-lasting bond between President Donald J. Trump and his closest friend, Jeffrey Epstein." Another plaque quotes lines of a poem Trump allegedly inscribed in an Epstein birthday book. "Jeffrey Epstein, nor will I, since I also know what it is. Yes, we do. Come to think of it, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you." A third plaque quotes this bawdy birthday card. "We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." Donald Trump's White House press office was not amused. A spokesperson immediately issued this statement: "Liberals are free to waste their money however they see fit, but it's not news that Epstein knew Donald Trump because Donald Trump kicked Epstein out of his club for being a creep." That defense doesn't quite match the evidence released so far in countless Jeffrey Epstein lawsuits filed through the years. More evidence about the extent of the Trump-Epstein friendship is likely contained in the unreleased Epstein files. The documents, still under seal by Trump's Justice Department, allegedly include phone records, flight logs, videos, and photographs. Epstein showed off a few of the graphic Trump photos to journalist Michael Wolff.
And I remember very vividly three of them. There are two in which Trump is, the girls, topless girls, are sitting on Trump's lap. And then a third in which he has a stain on the front of his pants. And the girls are kind of pointing at it, sort of bent over, laughing.
The congressional effort to force the release of all of the Epstein evidence collected by the FBI just took another major step. Democrat Adelita Grijalva just won a special congressional election in Arizona. She is providing the 218 signature needed to pass what is known as a discharge petition. It forces House Speaker Mike Johnson, within 7 legislative days, to bring to the floor and hold a vote on a bill requiring the Justice Department and FBI release all of the Epstein files. Once that measure passes the House, it will then head to the U.S. Senate. One of the bill's House sponsors, Republican Tom Massey of Kentucky, says the public pressure on all Republican lawmakers will be intense.
The pressure that's on the House of Representatives right now is going to go to the Senate after this passes the House. I think we're going to get a resounding vote on this.
That vote in the House, with all of the media attention and public scrutiny, is coming. And then the bill and the national focus will consume the U.S. Senate. In the meantime, back in front of the U.S. Capitol, this Trump-Epstein statue has already become a hit with tourists. But it may not last very long. The Park Service says there was no permit for this display, and so the art is being taken down. Still, if past is prologue, there will be other sudden artistic endeavors popping up to mock Donald Trump. A few months ago, there was a dictator-approved statue of Trump's fist and thumbs up smashing the Statue of Liberty. Another work commemorated the January 6th riot, complete with a bronze poop on Nancy Pelosi's desk. This display had a golden television playing Trump and his friend Epstein together on a video loop. And never mind Washington, D.C. and New York City, an artist recently showed a red Trump statue coming out of a sewer. And in London, during Donald Trump's recent visit to the UK, there was this. Protesters lined the streets and projected images of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein on the side of one of London's most famous landmarks.
If the president thought he was leaving the Jeffrey Epstein scandal behind when he left Washington, he has another thing coming. A number of demonstrators actually projected images of the convicted sex offender along with the president on the walls of Windsor Castle.
Windsor Castle, sewers in New York City, the National Mall in Washington, D.C., all have become stages for artists and pranksters who are leveraging the Epstein scandal to ridicule and shame Donald Trump. At the United Nations this week, there was something of a performance art moment that also embarrassed the Trump White House. That escalator stopped as soon as the Trumps got on it. What should we do?
President Trump, why did you cancel the meeting with Chuck Schumer?
A question about Schumer? Time to keep walking. Soon after the incident, White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt blamed UN agitators.
It doesn't look like a coincidence to me. And if we find that these were UN staffers who were purposefully trying to trip up, literally trip up, the president and the first lady of the United States, well, there better be accountability for those people.
The UN reviewed the incident and determined, thanks in part to the video, that a White House videographer with Trump had bumped into the escalator shutoff button. In other words, it was Donald Trump's own White House staff that was responsible. But taking responsibility or looking in the mirror have never been part of the Trump playbook. And so, as the Epstein scandal explodes in Congress, don't look for Donald Trump or his team to acknowledge anything. Instead, it will be left to members of Congress and prankster artists to remind the world that the scandal is of Donald Trump's own making. And Trump's cover-up and his effort to bury the Epstein files, well, it's all only making the story and the artistic impressions more intriguing. By the way, we played a clip of the protests in London that overshadowed Donald Trump's recent visit. There's more. Protesters in masks, including Benjamin Netanyahu, J.D. Vance, and Donald Trump, carried signs that said, "Murderers for Trump, Islamophobes for Trump, and Make America Hate Again." The Trump impersonator waved his fist. Other protesters carried signs including, "Hey Starmer, corrupt billionaires aren't the answer." There were people carrying balloons, portraying Trump as a baby. Some said, "Release the Epstein files." And there were several images of Trump as a fat Nazi with a German war helmet, huge belly, and a Vladimir Putin tattoo. There was Trump for prison. No to racism, no to Trump. And one of the wittiest signs among those I saw in the video, "Orange Lives Matter." Here's part of the report from CBS News.
Donald Trump, you can't hide!
United in anger, protesters marched through central London. Trump's visit, the one catalyst for thousands to platform many causes.
He's got rid of women's rights, the abortion rights in certain states.
I'm here because Donald Trump is a climate change denier.
He's undermining the Constitution and democracy and the rule of law in the United States.
Today's headline demonstration, further spotlighting Palestinian, Ukrainian, and migrant issues, was organized by the Stop Trump Coalition.
We feel disgusted, we feel humiliated.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from Desert, who wrote, "The Brits are more enraged at Trump than Americans." Maybe, but we're just getting started. I look forward to reading your comments about the latest art display on the National Mall and the anger it created at the Trump White House. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.